Twisted nigga, I'm known to more cool than a pool in a blizzard with ice cubes in it during Christmas, meaning there's no school in the misfit. Like I'm throwing a fit, oh I just can't fit it. Tidbit too big, it's gotta hit it till it's fresh to death, dressed to kill it like.
What is going on YouTube? I have a 5th generation Battle to my Hail team. This is just a prototype. I'm going to be improving on this team as I use this more and more. And I'm sorry for the not uploading a lot. I've been busy with doing other stuff. So I'm going to lead out the bombs now just to get my Hail started. He's going to use fake out on his amp pump. I predict that and go to my heat ran to take that really well. And so I'm just going to set up my stealth rocks, not going to over predict and go for a flamethrower. It's probably the safest move I have, using stealth rocks and amp pumps. I don't think they would taunt me, considering I can one-hit KO it. So he's going to go out to his Gliscor, and I'm fearing the Earthquake since he probably is going to be faster than me. I don't have speed investment, and he's going to fling his Toxic Orb onto my Sigilyph, which doesn't really matter because I do have the Magic Guard, so I'm not going to be able to take residual damage. So he's going to go for the Protect while I go for a Cosmic Power, and now I'm at +1 for both my defenses. And this poison isn't really going to be helpful for me, even though it doesn't affect me, because I don't have the burn. So he's going to steal my Flame Orb, and that's why the poison kind of sucked, because I didn't get burned. And if I don't get burned, I can't pass on the burn. So anyways, he's going to go out to his Reinoclist, and I'm going to go for the Sword Power, and that's not going to do a whole lot of damage, and I'm going to just boost up again because I was only at +4 for my boost, so Sword Power didn't have a lot of power behind it. So I'm going to go for another Sword Power just to see what he wants to do as he goes for another Calm Mind. And right here I'm going to go for Sword Power because I know he's going to just keep boosting up, and the more he boosts up, the more damage he's going to do to me, but the more I boost up, the more damage Sword Power gets, so I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of damage because it's going to max out eventually. So I'm predicting him to go for another Calm Mind or a Recover, because he wouldn't go for another Psychic because I would just Sword Power or Roost off the damage. So I go for Rock Climb, hoping I can finish off because I didn't see the leftovers on it, but unfortunately it doesn't do enough to take it out, so I'm going to have to sacrifice Tauros and bring in something else to take it out. So I go for an Earthquake, and that's easily going to be able to finish it off. So even though the score is even, I had a disadvantage because I showed 5 of my Pokemon, he only showed 4 so far. So I'm going to switch out and go to my Slowbro, and now I show up my entire team to him, and he's going to go for the Surf. I guess a crit doesn't really matter because I have regeneration. And right here, I'm predicting him to switch out, so I just go for a Surf, but he goes for a Shell Smash, and he's going to lower his defenses, but he has the White Herb to restore his status, so I go for a Surf, and that doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but because of Hail, it's taking its toll on his Gorbis, so he's going to go for a Hidden Power, and I predicted him to Baton Pass out, so I went for the Dragon Tail, and so he brings in a Gliscor, and I know I can't live in Acrobat or an Earthquake. Actually, I could probably live in Acrobat because he has a Flame Orb, so I just want regeneration HP, so I switch out and go back out to my Sigilyph as he goes for a Fling, and that's not going to do a whole lot of damage because his Gliscor probably isn't invested in attack. So I go for the Roost right here, knowing he's gonna switch out and knowing that I can take any move he has. So I'm up near full, and right here I'm gonna go for Cosmic Power, trying to see what kind of Scizor this is, if it's a Swords Dance one or a Choice Banded. If it was Swords Dance, I probably would be forced to switch out the Heat Ran, and that would be my only check to it. So he U-turns into his Ambipom and goes for the Fake Out, and right here I'm thinking I can't really do anything, so I'm going to have to sacrifice my Sigilyph. I could have switched out to Heat Ran, but Sigilyph wasn't really that important anyway. So I'm going to switch out to Slow King, try and bait him into using U-turn so I can switch out and get HP, and go out to Heat Ran, so he uses Life Orb recoil to take out his aim bomb next time he switches it in because of Stealth Rock and Life Orb. But he switches out, predicting me to switch out to Heat Ran, and that was a good play on his part, so I'm going to have to go back into Obama Snow, predicting him to use Hidden Power Electric, predicting my Slow King switch in. But he goes for a Shell Smash, and right here I'm going to have to go for a substitute, knowing that he can't really do anything to my Obama Snow, so he brings out his Salamence, and that's great for me because with a substitute up, I can one-hit kill him with Blizzard. And I could probably take out 2 Pokemon with a sub up, and he's going to be forced to switch out, and he's going to sacrifice his Gorbis. And that hail damage really did take its toll because I probably wouldn't have been able to take him out with a Blizzard otherwise. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm using Blizzard for residual damage. Pretty much everything takes 6% each turn. And other than Ice types and Magic Guard Pokemon, but for Magic Guard Pokemon I have Worry Seed, and for Ice types they're pretty rare, and Stealth Rock does quite a bit to them anyway. So I'm gonna go for a substitute, predicting him to go for the U-turn, so I have a sub up against his next Pokemon. But right here he goes for the double hit, and that's easily gonna be able to break my sub for the first hit, and I make a misplay. I misclick Blizzard instead of going for a substitute, knowing that he would take himself out from Life Orb, but I misclicked Blizzard, so he's gonna get a free switch into Scizor, and I'm not gonna switch out into anything, knowing that Around Snow isn't really gonna be that useful without a sub up. So I'm gonna switch out to my Heat Ran, knowing he's at -1 attack and defense, and because I'm faster. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Flamethrower just to take out something, but he goes into his Gliscor, and Flamethrower is not gonna be able to take it out. But I put him below half, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna switch out and go to my Slow King, knowing he doesn't really have a lot of attack investment, so Earthquake isn't gonna be a 2-hit KO or a 3-hit KO. And I can finish it off with a Surf. So he went for the Protect as I switched out, and he goes for the Thief, which doesn't really matter because I am going to heal from Regenerator, and Leftovers doesn't really matter to me. So this late in the game, so right here I'm gonna switch out and go to my Heat Ran. If he went for Superpower, I had Donphan to take out his Salamence and Scizor. So either way, I'm pretty sure this is my game right here. So he is going to go out to his Salamence after a U-turn because that's all he can do. Right here I should have went for the Toxic, but I switched out to Slowbros thinking that he would boost up with the Dragon Dance or something. So that's why I didn't go for the Toxic. So he goes for the Earthquake, and that does about half. And so I'm going to go for the Surf just to do some damage to it. And right here I'm going to go for the Dragon Tail just in case he decides to roost, but he wanted to finish me off with an Earthquake. So that's pretty good regardless. And so I'm going to go out to my Donphan just to scare him away with the priority Ice Shard, and he doesn't switch out, but it doesn't really matter because even if he switched out to Scizor, he would have took Ice Shard damage, Hail damage, Stealth Rock damage, and then I would have had another turn to hit him. And so he goes out to his Scizor's last Pokemon, and he can't really do anything to my Heat Ran and Donphan when it's at full HP. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake and finish it off, and that is game. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be having